Hello guys, let's look at how to solve problems involving polynomials. Now, given that x plus 1 is a factor of the polynomial f of x equal to x raised to power 3 plus kx squared plus 3x plus 10, find the value of k and then factorize the polynomial. This question is from NAPTEB Advanced Level Exam 2022. Okay, now it says x plus 1 is a factor of the polynomial. F of x is equal to this. So what we're going to do now is to equate this polynomial to 0. So when we equate this to 0, we're going to have x raised to power 3 plus kx squared plus 3x plus 10 is equal to 0. Alright, now that's the first step. Now the second step is this. It says x plus 1 is a factor of the polynomial. So if x plus 1 is a factor of the polynomial, that means that x equal to minus 1 is one of the zeros or roots of the polynomial, because when we equate x plus 1 to 0, that means that x is equal to minus 1. So minus 1 is one of the zeros of the polynomial. So we're now going to substitute x equal to minus 1 into this equation. So now we're now going to have minus 1 raised to power 3 plus k into minus 1 raised to power 2 plus 3 into minus 1 plus 10 is equal to 0. Alright, now we have minus 1 raised to power 3. So minus 1 raised to power 3 is equal to minus 1. Remember that whenever a negative number is raised to an odd power, the answer will be negative. But when a negative number is raised to an even power, the answer will be positive. Alright, so now plus minus 1 raised to power 2, because 2 is an even power, the answer will be positive. So now minus 1 raised to power 2 is equal to 1. 1 times k is equal to k. Then 3 times minus 1 is equal to minus 3. Then plus 10 is equal to 0. So what we are now going to do is to collect the like terms. So on the like terms here, we have k, then minus 1, then minus 3 plus 10 is equal to 0. So k, alright, now minus 1 minus 3 is equal to minus 4. Now minus 4 plus 10 is equal to 6. So we have k plus 6 is equal to 0. So if k plus 6 is equal to 0, that means that k is equal to minus 6. So the value of k in this polynomial is equal to minus 6. Now, it says factorize the polynomial. Okay, now to factorize the polynomial, what we need to do is to divide this polynomial by one of the factors given to us, which is x plus 1. Now remember that since we have gotten k equal to minus 6, we are now going to replace k equal to minus 6 in the polynomial itself. So when we replace it there, we're now going to have the polynomial becomes f of x is equal to x raised to power 3. Since k is equal to minus 6, we're now going to have minus 6x squared, then plus 3x plus 10. So this is the polynomial now, after replacing k equal to minus 6. Okay, so we now divide this polynomial by one of the factors, which is x plus 1. So, and in doing that, we are going to have this. Now, we now place one of the factors, which is x plus 1. You place it here. Then write the polynomial here. So we have x raised to power 3 minus 6x squared plus 3x plus 10. Okay, now we divide. Remember that the quotient is placed on top. So x into x raised to power 3 will give us x squared. Now this x squared will now multiply x. X squared times x will give us x raised to power 3. And x squared times 1 will give us x squared. So after this, we now subtract. So x raised to power 3 minus x raised to power 3 is equal to 0. Now, remember that this minus is going to affect this plus sign. Minus times plus is minus. So, minus 6x squared minus x squared will give us minus 7x squared. Then, we now bring down this plus 3x plus 10. Okay, now we divide again. X into minus 7x squared will give us minus 7x. And this minus 7x will now multiply. When it multiplies x, we are going to have minus 7x squared. Minus 7x times 1 will give us minus 7x. Okay. Now, what we are now going to do is to subtract this. Subtract this from this. So, this minus is going to affect this minus to give us plus. So, minus 7x squared plus 7x squared is equal to 0. This minus will affect this minus to give us plus. So, 3x plus 7x will give us 10x. We bring down plus 10. Okay, we divide again. Now, x into 10x will give us 10. Then this 10 times x will give us 10x. And 10 times 1 will give us 10. We now subtract. 10x minus 10x is equal to 0. 10 minus 10 is equal to 0. Okay, so that means the quotient of that very division is equal to this. So what we have now is x squared minus 7x plus 10. Okay. So when we factor it out, how do we do that? Use this 10 to multiply this 1. 10 times 1 is equal to 10. Okay, now we bring out the factors of 10. The factors of 10 are 5 and the 2, then 10 and the 1. Now, of these two factors, the one that is going to suit here is 5 and 2, because minus 5 minus 2 will give us minus 7. The rule of engagement here is find the factors of that very product in such a way that when you add or subtract, it's going to give you the middle term. So now we're now going to have x squared minus 5x minus 2x plus 10. Okay, because minus 5x minus 2x will give us minus 7x. So we have not committed any crime here. So what we are going to do now is to group it. Okay, now when you look at this, you are going to see that x is common here. You factor it out. So we have x into, now what remains here now is x minus what remains here is 5. Because x times x will give us x squared, and x times minus 5 will give us minus 5x. Now, we now have minus. Now, what is common to here, to this term and this term is 2. Now, you bring out that common term. Then put a bracket. What is left here is x, and what is left here is minus 5. Because minus 2 times x will give us minus 2x, and minus 2 times minus 5 will give us plus 10. So, now, we now collect one of the factors inside the bracket as an entity, as one of the factors. So we have, since x minus 5 is common, you have x minus 5. Then you now collect the ones outside the bracket, that is x minus 2. Okay, so these are the other factors of the polynomial. But it says factorize the polynomial. So when we factorize the polynomial, we are going to multiply this factor by this factor together with that one that is given to us. So finally, we are now going to have x minus 5 into x minus 2 into x plus 1. So we have succeeded in factorizing the polynomial. Thank you very much for your audience. Please don't forget to share our videos and always subscribe to our YouTube channel. God bless you.